Hello. My nose looks extremely large. Anyway, ignoring the large nose, stood here in front of a beautiful field that, for as long as I know, has had livestock on it. Behind is a new build of houses that are definitely not in keeping with the rest of the environment, but got planning and have actually been paused for a few months because they made a big mess of right of way and they haven't been able to continue, so it's just sat there. But I think this is, the whole attack on farmers is this. They want the land, whether that's for mass housing, which the infrastructure can't take, or whether it's for the net zero with huge swathes of metal covering our beautiful landscape. That's what it's about. Talking about paying for the NHS, it's just beyond pathetic. They'd be far better getting rid of all the DEI roles and net zero roles, which are all paid a fortune, and I really don't know what they do all day. We have to realise that we have a completely ideological government. Nothing they are doing makes sense. I'm yet to hear of one policy that is for the benefit of British people. Everything they seem to be doing is against everything and making everything harder, more expensive, more difficult, more depressing. And it's time to get real. Like I've said before, I hoped the whole chaos around COVID would have taught some of our politicians just what sitting ducks we are for so much these days. And now under Labour and shutting down steel and gas and oil reserves, and we are literally reliant on so many for so much that is the bedrock for basic living, whether energy and increasingly food. Like half of our food comes from abroad at great cost, financially and environmentally. Again, I'm not one of these big net zero people, but if you want to talk about environmental costs, they're big ones. Shipping in food every day, miles and miles from other parts of the world. We must be more independent. We need to use our own energy rather than buying it from overseas, often from our very adversaries at great cost. And the food, like I've said before, if you want to be environmentally friendly, we need more local small farms producing wholesome, locally sourced, seasonal food for everyone to buy, and not have big companies producing often nutritionally inept food in lots of packaging for people to buy at their local large supermarkets. And you can't ignore the fact Bill Gates was there in number 10 Downing Street, who is the biggest landowner in the USA, and is not using it to make great, wholesome, locally produced food. And we have Keir Starmer talking to China. And China, I did hear, was digging up every piece of available land free to farm and produce food. And that, can be deemed often war-footing kind of thing, where you've got to make sure that you can feed your population. And we are doing the complete opposite. And not only are farmers faced with this just crazy tax that so many Labour politicians think will barely touch anybody. Like I've said, 2 big tractors and you're near to the threshold anyway. They've got the national insurance, they've got the fertiliser costs, everything is against them. And as their costs increase, so does our product that we want to buy. And then as that goes up too much, less people are able to afford to buy it, which means they have to put up their prices again. It's all just, again, it's demand and supply. So everyone at the end of the day just gets completely priced out to where meat and whole foods are just for the elite only, proper Hunger Games scenario. And we're left to eat the fake food produced in mass big factories, and we end up with a little island that is full of concrete and grey and corroding metal, eating fake nutritionally inept products. Instead of being known for the farming, beautiful land of hope and glory, green and pleasant land that we've been known for centuries. We know we're fighting an ideology. It's not logical, it's not rational, it's definitely not British. So it's great to see the support from everybody. And like we all say, no farmers, no food. And in my personal opinion, no farmers, no future for this little island.